Hello everyone, we're back with some more Fate Grand Order with Yugakhestra. When we last left off, we went to the big old cube and left, I believe. It's been like a week. So I've forgotten some of the finer details. Yeah, the campaign for Lost Belt 5 coming out started, so 2 AP. That means we're gonna lose this fight. It was a Berserker, right? So probably Nezha. We'll see. God's Commander. Could be Arjuna. He's a Berserker, right? I don't think I've ever actually used him. But I think he's good, gameplay-wise. Like, very good. Oh, we're moving. It's been like a week, so I've listened to more of the Maharabata. I said that wrong. Podcast. So I'm learning. Anger, fury, rage is all I've got. Who's this? Oh. Ashvadaman. Gosh darn guy, pardon my French. Servant memories are weird. Doesn't matter if they're from before your current body's age or after. Everything that ever happened to you while you're alive comes flooding into your head all at once. You know, this line sums up Fate Grand Order very well. Servant memories are weird. They're simultaneously your own memories, and the recollections of a complete stranger. Facts you know to be true, and lies no more real than a dream. I think that's why I remember. Why I know what I once did. I remember the end of the war, when I heard that Shrishti Dumya, his cowardly plot had succeeded, and my father had been killed. I remember when I heard that Bhima had cheated to inflict a fatal wound on... Well, spoilers! Duryodhana, the oldest of the 100 Kaurava princes. So, the Kauravas were like, they're the 100 sons of the blind guy. The blind king. I know my lore. Everything inside of me vowed that I would make them pay. And Bhima was one of Arjuna's brothers. I swore I would exact revenge on them by any means necessary. So I chose to sneak in under the cover of night and murder all my enemies in their sleep. You think that cowardly, criminal? An affront to all that is good and just? I don't care. I don't care! I was so angry I didn't care about anything else. I think that's when I threw away everything in me besides fury. Let my fury swallow me whole until I was nothing more than a beast. A vessel of pure rage. Put it another way, that was the moment when Ashvadaman became no more than anger incarnate. So of course, the peaceful scenery of the Kirta Yuga only infuriates him. The sweet scent of pollen, was it? Yeah, the sun's gentle rays, the birds' happy chirping. His only response to it all is to grow even more enraged. Everything he sees and doesn't see makes him angry. The things that anger him the most are those he sees both constantly and never. He is always angry. Always. I think gameplay-wise, Ashvadaman's an archer, but I mean, he could be a berserker in this Lost Belt. We don't know. There we go. That takes care of the lost out-of-season Kali. Guess you can't even go through the Kirta Yuga without running into at least one. You know, there's always some dumb beasts up in the mountains who forget to hibernate for the winter too. I'd always hunt him whenever I happen to see one. There's no telling what sort of trouble a dumb beast could get up to. Clearing away otherwise unfair or impossible obstacles is just part of the job. Thank you for saving me, God. Yeah, thanks, God. Showed up so suddenly and I haven't been praying since it's still Kirta Yuga. Don't worry about it. I'm not a god, just a hired hand. Question mark? Sorry, you don't have to worry about that either. Anyway, be great holding it together. Proud of you. Oh man, I can't believe a god is patting my head. I wish a god would pat my head. I wish Nezha would pat my head. Are you a god too? Admonishment. You're late for the meeting. I had no choice but to come get you. Oops, is that time already? Sorry about that. Well, see you later, son. Bye. Thank you again. Do you like kids? Who can say? Hey, sorry I'm late. Cannot believe you made me carry you with my wind fire wheels. Look, come on. Come on. You can't blame him for that. Who would want to ride around on like the fire wheels? I don't know what they're talking about. That's a mountain Final Fantasy. Well, I had a great time. Thanks for the thrill ride. Of course, a lot of those thrills were more chills at the end of showing up here late. I'm just a regular guy. Not nearly important enough to keep a mythological hero waiting, let alone a god. Advice: there's no point saying what you do not mean. Besides, you're something of a mythological hero yourself now. Anyway, hate to steal the spotlight after showing up late to the party. I got something to discuss. Huh. Was hoping Ashvatamon could help us with this, but I guess he's not here? Answer: cannot predict his actions. Our master allows him to act freely. Thus, I have no intention of picking him up. Guess I'll just have to talk to you guys about this then. That's alright with you. Anyway, I just noticed a little while ago that there's fewer sacred beasts in my area than there's supposed to be. Quarry, you think it is them? Probably. Guessing they have a way of surviving the big guy's noble phantasm. Don't you find it interesting, seeing how you overcame death yourself? What? Don't be ridiculous. That's just reconstruction. It has nothing to do with the concept of death. I couldn't care less about it. So no, I don't find it interesting. Besides, I'm sure that guy there already knew. He just didn't say anything. Oh, well, yes, that's true. It's almost certainly the case that they managed to escape to a safe zone. But regardless, the fact remains that interlopers who would interfere with the god's sandbox, his beautiful reign, have survived. That strikes me as a grave problem. A very grave problem indeed, no? There, as you can see, he agrees with me quite vehemently. Indeed, as local pilot whom we personally embedded with divinities. Surely you understand that much without the likes of me spelling it out, no? Now then, what do you plan to do about this? Well, I've just been planning to point Ashvatamon in that direction, let him go nuts. But if he's not here, he must be off on another job. Yes, that he is. I believe he's dealing with a little, unfinished business on our end. Huh. Guess that means we'll just have to take care of this ourselves then. What else could he possibly be doing? Like, my first thought is, dealing with Lakshmi, but, that would mean we run into, I don't think he's gonna, become, I don't know. Proposal: I will go. Not only do I have time to address the issue, I also let them escape once. I will finish this. Want some help? No need. Great. Let's work for me. Just to be perfectly clear, I'm not going either. You have plenty keeping me busy. Response: I never expected you to come. Departing now. Wind fire wheels. Ooh. What a go-getter she is. How wonderful. What a pleasure to see such world-class mobility in person. I'm sure you won't let us down, Kubera, region of the north. Finally have another chance. I have changed since then. Resolution: I'll not let them get away this time. Then we kill her and she has like a, oh, sorry about that, guys, moment. Dang, so we can't even get close to God's Sky border. Here, I thought this would be our big breakthrough. I was hoping we would find a way to take Arjuna down there. So much for that. I knew it. I knew this wasn't going to work out. Never fails. The rare occasion I ever tried to actually put a little effort into something, I just end up getting reminded of what a failure I am. Yeah, I could feel that. It's pretty much me in a nutshell. Oh, this is me in a nutshell. Yeah, I believe that's Austin Powers. I've not seen that movie. It's not your fault it didn't work out, Ganesha. None of us expected there to be that many Kali there. Exactly. Hoping won't do you any good, hun. Try to stay positive, okay? I agree. Oh. For my part, I was essentially fighting this battle alone until all of you came along. Now there's a chance, even if it's just a small one, for us to go on the offensive. I think that's progress in itself. Why don't we rest up for a while? Maybe that will help a good idea come to us, like Nezha coming to kill us? Is that a good idea? Lady Lakshmi, welcome back. Thanks for standing guard. Anything to note? No, everything's been the same as usual here. I see you're all armed here, like Nezha and the other people in Pichu. I guess those rumors about you fighting the Kali off instead of just praying were true. You must be Lady Lakshmi's companions. Yes, that's right. I'm afraid Lady Lakshmi had to explain it to us many times before we understood, but eventually, we realized that there's something strange about this world, that we didn't like it here. This has been the way things are for as long as you've known. I'm sure it wasn't easy to see them differently. I think I once had someone I loved more than anything, but I can't even remember their name or their face. Oh, well, you know, that sucks. What if it was the dog? Plot twist. Whoever must have been killed by the Kali in a past Yuga. Anyone who Arjuna considers defective, unnecessary evil disappears when a new Yuga begins, as if they never even existed. And it makes sense that it would be exceptionally complex to adjust every single parameter in the world that pertain to these people who disappear. It's not even Arjuna can completely erase their remnants, the holes they leave behind in the hearts of the people who cared for them. Some of us realized they lost someone when they saw the gifts their loved ones gave them in their homes. At first it only feels like something is vaguely off, but in time you start to remember them more clearly, especially if they left behind any letters, which some did. Also, he doesn't even erase their existence, he just kind of goes poof, makes you forget about them. Oh my, it's surprisingly careless of him, leaving behind so many physical records like that. Although, maybe Korean Sky is the one behind sadistically cruel touches like that. Certainly wouldn't put it past her. Man, only being able to half remember someone you cared about sends you off. Isn't that exactly how it was with Karna? That is way worse than Asha just forgetting about her dog. Yes, it's painful, not being able to remember someone who once meant so much to you. Unbearably so. That's why I decided to fight back. I think everyone else in our village more or less feels the same. Lady Lakshmi is the one who taught us how to fight. Any friend of hers are friends of ours. Please, come inside. I don't have much, but you're welcome to... Nezha! Appreciate your offer, but it's better if we stay out at your village for now. Indeed. Oh, don't misunderstand. We're very happy to accept your invitation. Can't very well bring along another guest who is definitely not invited. Okay, it is. Hi, Nezha. Update. Target spotted. Nezha! Warning. Do not call me that. You may know another Nezha, but I am not her. Yeah, she's right. That isn't the Nezha you know, or the one we came here with. She's still Crown Prince Nezha, Marshal of the Central Altar. This one serves Arjuna as one of his Lokapala. So this is one of the false god's servants. The rumors I've heard say they like to brag about how he shared his divine power with them. Affirmation, yes. He's given each of us one of his many divinities. If he is a false god, and so are we. Conclusion, that is all I need to know. If you would refuse to obey his laws, then I cannot stand idly by. Assertion, divine punishment is required here. Guess we can't talk this out then. Alright, Pepperoncino, this is your time to shine. Said she ran off to pursue you back at the mountain when they fought Ganesha, yes? Then your job is to draw her attention away from us once more. See you, Pepperoncino. Bye. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna work now. Last time she didn't see you guys as a threat. I don't think that's the case anymore. Affirmation, that man is no longer my sole target. You are now all equally high priority targets. I will not let any of you escape. See? But why? Even if you are a different aspect of her that was summoned, or embedded with a divinity, you're still Nezha, aren't you? Come on, we all know she have like absorbed some of that Nezha's memories or something so that her death scene will be sad. And the Nezha we knew always had a strong sense of justice. In this world, the only measure of something's value is whether God deems it worthy or not. He's the sole arbiter of what should and should not be. I think that's inherently unjust, disparages the value in feelings, memories, life, and death alike. So then, how can you... Oh my, that's something heartfelt. She really has learned how to express her anger. You're a product of mankind's arrogance and rationalism, so I'm glad to see such emotion from you. Makes me a bit nervous. Majhu's the final boss confirmed. Your innocence was your greatest source of strength. Once that's gone, What will you have gained instead? Nezha, please tell me something. What do you think of this world? Answer unnecessary. Commencing attack. You ready to fight back? Yeah! You've got it, Master. Can't let you return to your false god now that you know about our village. Prepare to die. You do realize saying stuff like that totally makes you sound evil, right? Anyway, Nezha is a figure in Journey to the West and the investiture of the gods, right? I think some people also call you Nezha? Man, I can't believe I'm up against someone so famous. Then again, I guess Ganesha's right up there too, huh? Alright, fine. I'll just put in a pico effort, like usual. Pico effort? It's a word I came up with now. It's my unusual willingness to try, my usual hopelessness, my wish to avoid responsibility. Basically all sorts of feelings rolled up into one big old mess, okay? Get with it. Okay, there we go. You know, this is something I just realized this, like 5 minutes ago, when Lakshmi showed up. Pseudo-servants actually, they just fit well with Hindu servants, don't they? Because I believe it's like a recurring trend in Hinduism that like gods will like put an aspect of themselves into people, which, you know, is basically what pseudo-servants are, just slightly different. I mean, female. This is probably a fake fight, but let's switch out. Right, Siegfried, what's your bond? I need to get him to 4. Okay, yeah, one more. Been working on interludes still. I did all the ones I have for the recent interlude campaign, which is I think just Napoleon and Tomoe Gozen, which are both pretty good. And Napoleon's just like a kind of like an epilogue to Lost Belt 2. Is him talking about Lost Belt 2 with Skadi. Skadi remembers it, but Napoleon doesn't. What is it? I like the I like when interludes are like related to the main story, so that was nice. And Tomoe Gozen's was actually just a serious look at her character, which I didn't expect. Like, a lot of the times, wait, just wait, she can just eat it. Like a lot of servants just kind of get reduced to like their one personality trait that's a joke. Like you know, Raiko is a mother, Edison is Edison. Oh, well, Tesla and Edison are AC/DC, you know, etc. Tomoe Gozen's, you know, has been she likes video games. That didn't come up once in it, which was, and it just kind of explored, you know, the history of her character, which was actually very nice. Oh, okay, she takes actual damage. I thought the defense up would be like huge. Oh, is this the end of the fight already? I don't know if it's 1 health bar or... Okay, we're still going. I don't know if we have to kill her. Do that. Okay. Yeah, so I've also been working on, you know, my huge backlog of interludes. I know I did Jax. Wait, had I already done that by the time I recorded this video? I don't remember. Wait, yeah, I did. I definitely did. It's nice to finally get her MP damage up. I did Siegfried's first one, which is extremely unnotable. It's like, hey, there's a dragon in France, let's go kill it. You know, it's a launch interlude. What do you expect? I mean, some launch interludes are better than others, right? Like, I'm trying to remember, like, I think Saber Artorias is, like, decent. Like, not good, just decent. And, Emiya, like, Archer, he has a lore one. He just teaches you lore, like, you know, like, the hidden traits every server has? Like, they're either, like, Sky, Earth, etc. Star, I forget the others. Not quite. Yin Yang Sword? Uh-oh. Is she AoE? I don't remember. We'll find out. She's AoE. We're fine, we have Lad in the back line. And who else? Siegfried, right? He's level 50. I mean, that he does damage. And I think Mashu, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I've just been kind of... Oh! It's just a 4-turn. We could have finished her. She don't even have like a damage resist or anything. Well, I think she did have a defense up, didn't she? But maybe we weren't supposed to cleanse the dodge, and that was like a 5-turn dodge or something. Going to Deval, it looks like. So, what do you think this is Nezha again? Like, it probably is, but it's a risky move. You know, do I bring a single target or an AoE? I mean, we didn't finish her. I mean, we could bring Edmund. I wish I had a foreigner. It's we're not having a Hokusai. I think Edmund's the right call here because I mean, he can do good single target damage against a Berserker. Maybe we should switch out Siegfried. I mean, yeah, he's close enough to Bond 4. I can get him there through Daily Quest today, I think. How much does Daily Quest give? Like 500? I don't know. I have no idea. And we can put like someone I want Bond up still for, like. I don't think I've raised Kato Danzo at all, have I? Oh, she's at 3, okay. I don't think that's enough for her interlude though. Alright, have I? Yeah. So sure, let's use her. She has 2 invulnerabilities. So that's good. She hasn't shown up in a while, has she? Like, obviously she's in Shimosa. I'm trying to think of an event she's been in. For like more than a minute. How could she have so many noble phantasms? What's going on here? She did use a lot of skills, huh? I don't think those were noble phantasms. Probably biopay depicted in the Investure of the Gods. So I can understand why she has them. But the Nezha we know has never exhibited this kind of fighting ability. Something else going on here. She did say that Arjuna shared some of his divinities with her. I suspect the key lies there. This is no natural divine spirit amalgamation like we've seen with Sito 9. This is a case of divine elements simply being fused into an existing being. As difficult as... Also, Sito 9 best girl. As difficult as it may be to believe, if one of Arjuna's divinities is truly able to coexist with a servant spirit origin, that would indeed explain this remarkable increase in her power and abilities. Assuming he gave her one of the local poly regions tasked with defending different directions, I'd say Kubera is probably at the top of the list of possibilities. Kubera is the god of wealth and treasure, so that would explain why she has such an abundance of power now. I've never heard of Kubera. Yeah, me neither. I like how in character Gudo was. Well, I am with Gudo. Not well known in your neck of the woods, huh? Trust me, he's a very important god in India. There are all sorts of stories about him, but they all agree that he was the guardian of the north. He is also known as Dhanapati, the Lord of Wealth, and as Vice Ravana, son of Vishrava. In Japan, he might be better known as Tamonten or Bishamonten. I think I've heard that latter name before. Or I might be mixing it up, I don't know. Kubera. He was Ravana's half-brother. As I recall, he battled Ravana, only to lose both the fight and control over the island of Lanka. And in that case, he has some connection to me as well. Or rather, to Sita. Oh, maybe that's why he's such a good match for Nezha. Request, shut up. There's no need to explain. We're here to fight, no get lore. Still, I will tell you one thing. The divinity of the god of wealth does reside within me. Declaration, therefore, this can only end in defeat. She's gonna blow! Crap's another OP item? No fair. She's decked out in legendary gear, and I've stolen my starting equipment. Gods have immense power, far beyond ordinary beings. That's what makes them gods. This Nezha really has been given a divinity. Definitely explain how she got so absurdly strong. Oh, How many was that? 4? It's so sad. I can barely stand to watch. Yeah, so she's definitely gonna have like a sad death this episode, right? Yeah, calling it. Yeah, so I finished watching Arcane. Last episodes came out like a few days ago. And it really stuck the landing. I'm really surprised just how good it was. Like somewhere towards the middle, I was kind of like, hey, you know, yeah, it's pretty good. But then the ending, I'm like, yeah, it's so good. Like the animation was great. That one, the Jinx fight, the Jinx versus Echo fight was fantastic. Like when the clock starts ticking, you're like, oh my god, that's amazing. And then the song plays, and you're like, the song's not that good. Well, I don't really remember if the song is good. I just remember like, you know, that's kind of unfitting. Like if they just kept up with the clock ticking, that would have been, you know. It was a really good fight scene. That was episode 7, I think? 8? One of those. And then just the finale, like the whole like final like 15 minutes is fantastic. There were a couple moments where like, oh, you got the, you know, the. I've heard people like praising like the script and the voice acting, but there were at least a few moments where it's like, huh, that's kind of, that line felt off. I remember specifically, I think it was the start of episode 6. Like the first 10 minutes of it just felt very off to me. I think it was episode. I remember Caitlyn was in the scene. Yeah, the characters are great. I guess if I were to complain about one, like Caitlyn and Vi's relationship, just they went from like, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm getting you out of jail so you can help me, to being like best friends in like 2 seconds. It wasn't bad, just like, you know, that's just the weakest of the characters, I'd say. Well, not necessarily characters, I don't know. She's losing how much per turn? 30k? Did she just lose 30k HP? Or did I imagine that? Was that just Edmund's curse? Well, no, curse. No, curse takes place at the end of her turn, yeah, so I don't know. We'll watch it. She does have more HP than last time. Also, I really should have brought a single target character. Oh. Oh, no, I shouldn't have. Yeah, okay, she has a clock now that triggers at the end of the turn. But I highly recommend Arcane. It was very good. Especially since, like, it's only 9 episodes. Which, I mean, I guess by anime terms, since they're 40 minutes, it's more like 18 episodes, but still, it's very good. Also, it's stupid that I dropped it to 1 HP instead of going to the next health bar. All crits. How much did she lose there? Was that like 60k? So this is more of a battle of attrition than anything else. Is that why Pepperoncino said it's sad? Oh, oh yeah, we have healing up. You go peace. Like, what? Why was that so much? And they announced season 2, which I'm not very optimistic about. Like, apparently this took like 6 years to make, and now I'm just kind of scared that you know, it's gonna kind of like it's force. I don't want to say cash out, but I think you get the meaning of what I think. What is it called? Like I think it was lightning in a bottle. Bottled lightning. There's a term about that. Let's go and do this. But how long is that stun for? Yeah, 1 turn, okay. We're good. Wonder if the battle ends there, because there still is another arrow. That might just be a 0 AP death scene though. Do this. We should just kind of let Vlad die here. You know, Berserker against Berserker doesn't gain that. What? Is it 150 damage? Oh yeah, but we normally do 200% damage to it. Right. I think this is better because we have the Buster and Quick Up. No crit though. Okay. Yeah, so like, I mean, if season 2 is good, then that's great because they left it off at a very. It's an open ending. It works as a conclusion to the series, but it's still very clearly. Well, some things aren't actually concluded. Like Victor's whole character arc is unfinished. I think Jace's is complete. Also, like Jace is just like a terrible person, right? We can all agree on that. Oh, she didn't gain didn't lose HP that time. I guess, you know, she just has the defense down now. Okay, this might be a Mashu clutch, as we call it in the business. Let's do that. Ooh. We're not gonna finish her. No way, no way. Yeah, okay, 44. Can Mashu do that in 1 turn? With the Buster up? With a crit, yeah. Without a crit, I don't think so. I'm glad Invincible works there. Otherwise we'd wipe. I just use a command seal at that point. She might be able to just survive a turn regardless. Let's hope it doesn't come to. What do you think? I think just the arts card. Come on, crit. Dang it. I think this skill gives you Buster crit damage up, right? Yeah, there's definitely that's a crit up, so. Yeah, okay. Just don't be like a stun. Okay. We got it. We're good. Yeah, okay. I think they said it won't be coming in 2022 though, so at least they're taking their time with it and not rushing it out. Well, I wonder. It's gonna continue like the Piltover story, right? Like, it's gonna be, let's say, a sequel to the first season of Arcane, right? I mean, I guess they could go somewhere else with it, but. You dead? You've noticed too, haven't you, Master? That fight was clearly. Nezha, why? She wanted to die so that we wouldn't have to deal with her too. That was an incredible display of wealth and fortune. It almost makes me envy you, but you took it too far. Even with all your abundance, you're spending it faster than you could replenish it. You know, I thought the way you were burning through your items seemed familiar. You were doing it on purpose. It's like when you're on the final boss, so you use all your, like, elixirs. You went out of your way to use more of your power than necessary. You made sure to use so much that not even the god of wealth could recover from the loss. Why? Kuber is the god linked to my father. Huh? In China, Crown Prince Nezha's father is known as Tuo Tali Shanwang. I think that's how you say that. Okay, Pagoda Baron Heavenly King Li. Okay, Li Jing. Huh. So I have no idea who that is. And in Japan, Li Jing is considered to be the same as the figures I mentioned before, Tamoten and Bisharamon. So, hey Pepperanzi, why are you mentioning and in Japan? There's one Japanese guy here. We're in, you're not Japanese, how would you know that? There's a lot of cross-pollination between Taoist and Buddhist myth when it comes to gods like these, so it can be difficult to make sense of. But the long and short of it is, you'll be pretty sure that Li Jing and the Hindu god Kubera are one and the same. And I, of course, have a connection to my father. Confusion. There's something inside the jewel I hold on my chest. I do not know what to call these feelings I hold towards my father. What does all that mean? Yeah. Details are a little different between Journey to the West and the Investiture of the Gods. But basically, Nezha was born, with tremendous power, and wrecked a lot of things even as a baby. My father acted in anger and fear, and Nezha lost her body as a result. Oh, that sucks. She's later reborn into a new being thanks to the Buddha and Taiyi Zhenjian, and that's why she's a robot. Well, the real story might be more complicated than that. It's an accurate picture of these central relationships. Plus, they say Nezha's father is still afraid of her power. So, I am Crown Prince Nezha, Marshal of the Central Altar. I'm not Li Jing. It is therefore impossible for me to tell what I think and feel now are both beings that have been combined within me. But I can be certain about this. It is not right for Li Jing to exist inside Nezha. It's utterly preposterous. Truth. Such a being can never be me. Truth. That is not how I am meant to function. That's why you burned yourself out. Couldn't accept what you've become. Why take such a, roundabout approach to suicide? Good point. If you wish to end your life, you could have done so any number of ways. For example, you could have fought back against the god who made you that way with all your might. Since he trusted you enough to bestow you with power, you should have had plenty of chances to attack him if you chose. I consider that, of course, but deemed it impossible. His divine power is just too great. If I lost, you might decide to erase my consciousness for being defective. Then I would truly become nothing more than a puppet with Nezha's body and Kubera's power. Conclusion, that would be a fate worse than death. You ended up as Berserker thanks to that violent side of you being the most prevalent in your manifestation. That'd probably also mean that your feelings about your father are stronger and fresher than the usual Nezha. Which would explain why you just didn't want to deal with it. Yes, try not to think about it at first. Burying my feelings deep down, I did my best to forget them. But then, I saw her. Our Nezha. The moment I saw her, felt like I had been cursed. I was overcome with rage and hatred and envy, so much so I couldn't stop myself from destroying her. I could not stand the idea of another me, a truer me being out there. Could not accept it, but destroying her did nothing to lift my curse. I could no longer ignore my incompleteness, could no longer stand how ugly I was. That's why I did this. Elaboration. It was not you who destroyed me. I destroyed me. Can't say I approve of what you did, but I can understand it. That is fine. If nothing else, I was able to avoid the worst possible outcome. For that, I thank you. But I will not apologize. The one to whom I should apologize is no longer here. Defects should just disappear. For the first time, I understand that logic. The defective Nezha mixed with her father will disappear. That is how it should be. Salvation. I will not return in the next Yuga. You're a servant of that god. You have no right to say that. My lover is gone now. How dare you say they were defective? How dare you say they deserve to disappear? Apology. I have no way of knowing that. All I am saying is, for those who have us ashamed of our defectiveness, getting to disappear can be a kind of salvation. Hang on, if you're really grateful to us, then give us some info before you disappear. Yeah, lore dump. Give me about anything. Arjuna, the other local Pala. I want to know about God Skyboulder too. That giant cube? Truth? Unknown. I know nothing about it either. Nor do I not know who might know something. Dang, it's fair to say something like that. The local Pala are servants that he has bestowed with divinities. If you defeat them, those divinities should disperse, like mine is. So we can whittle down their forces by taking them out, huh? That's good to know. Whenever we inevitably face off with Arjuna, not having to also fight 3 servants of the godly power at the same time will be a huge help. Yeah, we've done this song and dance before. Can you tell us anything about the other local Pala? Answer. Ashvadaman is a special case. He goes around on his own, fighting battles in place of Arjuna. The others watch over different regions. They sometimes assemble under Arjuna's orders, but in general, they keep to their assigned area. There are only 3 Lokapala, so each one covers a wide swath of land. I do not know what happened to the gods who are actually meant to guard the different directions. There's supposed to be 8 Lokapala, 1 for each cardinal direction. Well, I mean, intercardinal too. Wonder if the divinities are still inside Arjuna because he doesn't need them. What do all you Lokapala do exactly? Which directions do you oversee? Answer: we watch over people, guard against revolt, take care of the sacred beasts. My territory stretches over everything from the north to the southeast. The old man handles everything from the north to the southwest. The young man handles everything from the southeast to the southwest. The old man is William Tell, an archer. The young man is Asclepius, the caster. I guess they're just coming out with their names right now. I wasn't actually familiar with William Tell before Fate, but I learned about him in a podcast. So I am now a William Tell expert, as you know. I mean, I'd heard of his legend before, I just didn't know it was him, you know? William Tell Asclepius. Am I saying his name right? Yeah, okay, I am. Sweet, you got his true name. Names may have changed, but he's still one of the most famous archers in history. Maybe we should look for a few apples he can shoot off your head? As usual, servants are usually summoned in their prime. So his middle-aged appearance must be because that time in his life is when his skills were at their peak. And there's Asclepius. That must be the servant in the hood. He was one of the Greek heroes who sailed on the Argo. He's known as the father of medicine. He's still worshipped in some circles today. Interestingly, neither of these heroes... Wait. Really? Is he? I don't know if people still worship the Greek gods anymore. You know, I'm sure there's like one guy who, you know, lives in like, I don't know, like Ohio probably. But come on. Besides that one guy, people. Interestingly, neither of these heroic spirits have any connection to India whatsoever. But now they've been given the divinity and power of Indian gods. Wonder what effect it's had on their abilities. Answer: unknown. Never pay much attention to their abilities. Did not need to. Oh. Report. I've reached my limit. Outsider? No. Master of Chaldea? Maybe we'll meet again someday. Or maybe not. And if we do, let it not be this defective version of me. It will be that other pure me. You know, I already summoned her. Just because a servant is given divine power, that doesn't necessarily mean they'll see it as a good thing. If anything, it was that power that made her see herself as defective. Yes, even servants are no exception. I mean, you could have just said like, oh yeah, felt sad because other Nezha is better. You had to go the whole confusing, like, God is the father, knowing what you need, what you don't, what to keep, what to discard. I think everyone has to decide those things for themselves, because no two people are exactly alike. It's no one else's place to unilaterally choose them for you, not even a god. You had every right to say what you did to that Lokapala. I can more than understand your anger at someone desiring to cut themselves off from this world after they've been going around doing the same thing to others. All I'm saying is that the ones serving the god have their reasons as well. As that girl there just said, it's not right for a single entity, even a god, to make decisions for the entire world. Yes, you're right. Besides, the important thing is that you and your comrades succeeded at defeating one of the Lokapala. This is the cause for celebration. I'll go tell the others. Wah ha 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 ha! Misha? Not only did you defeat one of the Lokapala, you even learned the true names of the other 2 servants. This is the most welcome turn of events, Horsey. It feels like the car infuriatingly blocking our way moved aside, tried to get us floored and leave them in the dust. Now we just have to keep up our momentum all the way to the finish line. You're not really much good at gauging the mood, are you? Not exactly celebrating here. Oh wait, my god power's telling me what's really going on here. You did gauge the mood here and just ignored it. Neats like me aren't too good at that sort of social stuff. Well, I guess you could also call it a pretty minor skill. And you might not psychoanalyzing me right where I could hear you. It's for sure you're going to be so spot on. As the commander, I merely offered my assessment of the present situation. The servant doesn't get to choose who summons them. While this was very unfortunate for Nezha, it worked out for us. Are we still going on about this? Shouldn't purposely worn ourselves down. I don't think we could have avoided taking some heavy losses. I agree. It does feel like we won so much as she let us win. It doesn't feel like. Nezha was a special case, so she just happened to have a special connection to the Indian divinity she was given. I don't think we can count on anything similar happening with the local Pala who don't have any ties to India. Foreshadowing for Ashvadaman. Agreed. Ashvadaman was a significant threat, even when we were only trying to get away. His regenerative abilities and his immortality were both on a scale I've rarely seen. As for the other servants, we should assume they were at least as powerful as Nezha would have been if she'd only made better use of Kubera's power, if not more so. We'll figure something out, yeah. That's it? Can't tell if you're deliberately trying to stay positive or just a hopeless optimist. Still, if nothing else, at least we made a bit of progress. Eliminating one of the divinities under Arjuna's control is a victory no matter how you look at it. Of course, it's still too early to say how much value or significance this victory portends. Actually, now that you mention it, I think I do feel a little lighter. That indescribable pressure we've felt hindering us in this world. That strange feeling that something is off. It's been preventing us from finding our footing. Oh, do we lose that debuff? Feels like it's not quite as bad now. Oh, okay. Seems safe to assume that eliminating one of the local Palas improved the state of the world somehow. Needless to say, if we're going to defeat Arjuna, we'll need to reduce his overwhelming power, find a way to draw out more of our own. But eliminating local Pala can achieve both at once. They'll truly be killing two birds with one stone. Pick up birds or stones. At this point, that looks to be our only possible path to victory, period. So I guess we'll just have to make our way down it a little bit at a time. Journey of 1,000 miles and all that. I dislike how that kind of trope is, I don't know if trope is even the right word for it, is used so often in just fake Grand Order and in video game stories in general. Just because it's a very like gamey thing. Like, oh, you gotta go beat the, the 3, 4, whatever bosses before you can beat the big boss. You fight them one at a time, It works in fake Grand Order when you're trying to get across like a servant's character, but sometimes it just feels like, oh yeah, that means I still got that much longer before the climax. In other words, our next course of action is to try and take out all the other local Pala. Luckily, we don't know where we could probably find them. Sure, they might just be very general directions, but still better than having no lead at all. Plus, about the towns and villages in those areas, we'll know something. Sounds good to me. Plus, they never really subverted, like, oh, you do 2 at once! I mean, I think they've done that at least a couple times, but not often. According to Nezha, Ashvadaman moves around freely on his own, so going after him won't be an option. The question is, who do we pursue first? William Tell or Asclepius? It's a no-brainer. The archer's clearly the higher priority target. Oh, why's that? Isn't it obvious? Can't have him sniping Horsey, now can we? True. He's the cornerstone of our whole operation here, after all. Maybe personally blessed by the goddess of fortune, but Horsey there is the one holding the key to our victory. Therefore, we should take out the archer first, to eliminate the risk of Horsey being taken out at a distance, and ensure his safety. I understand how you feel, but I'm not certain the choice is so clear-cut. We shouldn't let our king rush headlong into danger just because we're wary of their yoke. No, I understand. It's a question of who has the greater advantage. The fact is, we currently have no servants who excel at mid or long range combat. Every member in our current lineup is a close to mid range fighter. If we're to go after the archer first, we could end up struggling to pin him down, only to have him really throw a wrench in the works by calling in reinforcements. Agreed, that is a distinct possibility. Casters, on the other hand, tend to be excellent mages. They're certainly not known for their prowess in battle. Being an excellent mage doesn't automatically make you an excellent warrior, after all. Most casters fight by laying cunning traps and collecting information outside of battle to stack the deck in their favor. So in a head-to-head brawl, they're likely to fall one step behind compared to an archer. If you drag them into such a brawl, you should have a good chance of defeating them. Essentially, our goal would be to reduce the enemy's forces by going after the weaker opponent first. Now leave the archer's threat looming over us. That has been no less true all this time. I believe we can minimize the risk by taking measures against any attempts at sniping, eliminating the caster as quickly as possible. Then it's settled. We'll go after the caster first. I can't believe it. What can't you believe? It's a fellow chubster. I demand an explanation. Yeah, very funny. Yeah. Wait, is that true? I'm trying to think of what Junako looked like in CCC. She actually wore a shirt, so it's harder to tell. Anyway, I was just surprised you're acting like a decent commander for once. You really do know the difference between servant classes, don't you, Gachi? Gachi? I mean, she thinks I'm like Karl Gotch, the undisputed god of pro wrestling? Who? It's a rather elegant nickname you've come up with there, young lady. That I appreciate. But to be clear, I've been studying this sort of thing ever since I knew I was going to be the next director of Chaldea Pro Wrestling. After all, it'd be quite the farce if Chaldea's top brass didn't know the first thing about its crucial heroic spirit summoning system. Isn't that right, Kirei? Yes, Director. No, you've been studying diligently every day since we left Russia. What? No, I've known these things all along. I'm nothing if not a capable commander, after all. Regardless, I now easily know just as much as the newly minted master. Furthermore, I've also taken another look at Horsey's reports. At this point, I can quickly calculate each class's traits, the cost of summoning a given servant, the amount of strain placed on the nervous system by the Mystic Code. So, 5-star costs 12 AP, 4 stars 9, I think. It's just one hand and a common pocket calculator. Incidentally, Horsey, you'll be getting hungry in about 3 hours, so make sure you have some rations ready to go. Thanks, Gachi. It's even calculated the great master burns calories. Yes, very impressive. Now can we get back on track? We'll be going after Asclepius next. First, Nezha said he's in charge of the south. How do we go about finding him? I'm told there's a town in the south. If his job includes keeping an eye on the people in his region, there's a strong chance I'll show up there. In that case, we should be able to ask someone in this village where to find him. Sounds like a plan to me. Good. Alright, Horsey. Your next mission is to head south, find the caster Asclepius, and defeat him. Oh, don't worry. Yours truly, the beautiful Miss Da Vinci, will be holding an extensive lecture on Greek heroes to give you something to listen to on the way. Thank you, Da Vinci. I'm not too familiar with Asclepius. I just know he's like the medicine guy. And did Zeus kill him? I think Zeus killed him. Oh, and actually, it's cool. Yeah, so Atlantis comes out in like 2 weeks, I think. Definitely not gonna catch up in time for that. Thanksgiving is in tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. We got that to worry about. So I'll be back eventually. I don't care if I miss Atlantis launch, but I want to be caught up by the time Olympus comes out. So that means, finishing this and all of Atlantis. Well, we can hope. I mean, we're halfway done with Lost About 4 already. Well, more or less. Probably a little less than halfway, but section-wise, we're halfway. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time with some more Figure in Order. I'm not gonna roll. Yeah, anyways, bye.